I'll do a quick overview of the Trucker Path app. So you download the app, open her up. They get the free version, which works really good. I used that for a long time. This is the Diamond version. It's $29.99 a month as far as I know right now. There's a link in the description below for a 10% discount. And I'm just gonna go over, like, they have a lot of shit. They got ELD, they got load boards, all kinds of stuff like that. I'm gonna go over the stuff that I use because that's why I try to promote Trucker Path. Is not because they're paying me a bunch of money. It's because I find it to be really handy, and I think other people will also find it to be handy. But also, the more people who use it and update it, the more handy the app is, right? So you open it up, you click on your route, X these out, and generally you're going to be going into here and doing current location, right? Because you're going to be wherever you are, going to wherever you're going, so that's going to be your current location. If not, then of course you can just click in another location. I am not going to do my current location because I don't want everyone to know where I live. But I'm going to do, let's say, Chicago to Los Angeles, right? And you can do multiple stops. If you got stops along the way, you just keep adding them in here. Now, one of the first things you want to do is go over here and set your truck up. So this is going to give you, your weight, your height, and all that sort of thing. You can put multiple trucks in there if you're switching, different trailers and different equipment or whatever. So you got it pre-saved. And that will send you on the right route, because obviously if you're in a big rig versus a straight truck, you can go a different route. So once you got your destination, you got all that set up, you just hit reroute. And it has the navigation. I've never used that. You'd have to look into that yourself to see how well that works. The mileage, I will say on the mileage, that's not 100% accurate all the time. So you definitely want to, cross-reference that with your GPS. It gives you a basic idea how much you're going to be paying in tolls, and then you can go over here and you can do some filters, for your, like if you want to avoid tolls. I don't know what a harsh turn even is. Unpaved roads, obviously you don't want to go down those, so you set those up and then you start your trip. So now, right now, all I have up is just regular mom and pop truck stops, right? So let's say you roll out of Chicago and you want to hit a rest area to use a bathroom real quick. You go down here to your places and you bring up rest areas. Myself, I always turn the others off afterwards because then that gives me a more clear view. So, Davenport, Iowa, it's got some rest areas. You click on the rest area. It's going to show you the amount of parking that's available. Now, nobody's updated in 9 hours because it's a rest area. They don't get updated all that often, and it's morning, so everybody's been sleeping all night. Now, on the diamond here, you got the prediction. So the prediction over here is telling you that currently there's probably some parking. You can go over here and hit trend, and let's say you're not going to be there till noon. You click on noon and it says generally it's not too full, right, on a Sunday. Now let's say you're not going to be there till Monday, right? You go over here and you click on Monday at noon and it says the same thing. Get on here, it shows the history, so it gives you a basic tool to try to figure out whether or not it's going to be full. So after you did all that, right, you're planning your trip out. You want to find somewhere where you're going to take your 10-hour break, let's say. So let's say you are a Pilot Flying J type of person. You go clicking on Pilot Flying J, and you look out here somewhere, right? Let's just say you're going to go out to Lincoln. Well, let's just go out here a little further. You're going to go out here and stay in Big Springs, right? Click on your Flying J. Tells you it's got 525 spots. That's a pretty good deal. Now if you notice on the bottom here, They updated it recently, so they have the paid only option, which is really nice because generally you got mini, some, full, and when you would come in, you know, it would say some, but then the some would just be all paid. So now it tells, you know, 1 hour ago someone said that it was paid parking only. Now this is also another good example that you got assholes out there that like to sit around because they're losers and fuck around with shit. So you gotta look at what it's saying, because you look at 2 hours ago it said it was full, and then an hour later all of a sudden it's mini, like practically empty, right? And then an hour after that, or actually the same time, an hour ago, it says paid only. So what's that tell you? 2 hours ago someone put in full, 1 hour ago someone put paid parking. Process of elimination says whoever put mini in there is an asshole. That's not true. The prediction says that it might have some at this point. You know, so you just got to kind of read it like that, if you get what I'm saying, because people do that stupid shit. But you can click on here and you can view the history up here, right? So you see the history. See at, you know, basically 4 a.m. or whatever, 3:53, some spots, and then it got full, which makes sense, and then it's still full at 5:30, and then all of a sudden at 6:18 it's wide open, and then all of a sudden at 6:30 it's paid only. So you see what I'm saying? If you look at the history, that tells you that whatever asshole hit that many spots, you know, he's just some dick loser. So you get down into here, you got your trend. So the same as what I was saying at the rest areas, you know, you can check your days of the week and, you know, click on the trend. It's actually pretty accurate. You know, they collect the data, obviously, so it's relatively accurate. Now myself, a lot what I would use on this is, let's say I don't care what truck stop I stay at, but I want like a good meal and whatnot, right? So you got your Loves, your TA Petro, your Pilot Flying J, and then you got your mom and pop truck stops. So let's just say I'm gonna look somewhere where there's a whole bunch of truck stops. Denver. So I'm coming in, I'm gonna check this Loves, right? Now we already went over the parking or whatever, but when you click on it, it'll tell you, see this one's 63 free spots. Now let's see, go over here to this TA. Now see how the TA says 116 free spots, and then it doesn't show the amount. Some of them show the amount of paid spots they have, and then obviously $22 a night for a spot out there. But that gives you an idea, you know, the difference. But let's say you're looking for something decent to eat, so you click on the food. It's showing the Country Pride restaurant, right? Well, ever since COVID, a lot of these Country Prides never opened back up. So this is where the reviews come in handy. Now these are the same, as I said before, you know, these are just people doing reviews, so you gotta just do your own little research on this and figure it out, but it is helpful. You read through this. So 4 months ago it says good food, you know, 3 days ago, blah blah blah, I'm reading through. They're always complaining about everything, you know. Okay, so 3 days ago, right here it says restaurant is closed. Blah blah blah, more complaining. 4 days ago, Country Pride is closed. More complaining, Country Pride is closed. You get what I'm saying? Now you know that restaurant ain't open, so don't waste your time going there thinking that you're gonna get some food. You'd be better off going somewhere else. Like, who knows, maybe this little mom and pop one here, right? Now that's a come and go. Here's another TA. Go there. And get your food. So now this would be a better bet, right? Because at least you got Popeyes, Burger King, and Pizza Hut. You get what I'm saying? And then you can click over to your reviews, and it just kind of gives you a basic idea of what you're going into. So now let's get into, let's say you want to check weigh stations, right? Alright, you click on the weigh station. It says that it's currently closed. It's got the prediction over here that tells you. You can go ahead and click on it if you want, and it'll give you like the basic history and give you a really good idea right here on the history as far as the status up top, or this history here on the bottom. It doesn't look like that weigh station is open very often. You can go over here and do like a report, and a lot of people do that for like road closures and stuff. But the main thing that they'll do is they'll click like that there's a cop in a rest area, you click that, or if they're doing inspections at a rest area or something, then you click that. So that would show up down here and let you know that like, hey, they're doing inspections up here. So now let's say that you want to get your truck washed. Myself, I always turn off the other ones just because it's easier to negotiate. They got a lot of truck washes in Denver, it looks like. You know, this tactical cleaning there, it kind of gives you an idea. If you look at the, let's click on it here. It doesn't look like the place you're probably going to want to go. You do the reviews. Nobody did a review on it, so I would stay away from that. That's probably a waste of time. Eco Truck Wash. Click on that. Reviews. Blah, 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 blah. Good job, not a joke, blah, you know, all this stuff. So at least you know it's open. Even down here, it even tells you the price and stuff. Myself, I'm a Blue Beacon guy. So here's your Blue Beacon. So now you know where that's at. So let's say after that you need to, you can find hotels on here if you want, and it will tell you whether or not they have truck parking. The Walmart's actually, that's a little handy if you like to go to Walmart's. So you click on this here, it says see truck parking is not allowed, right? So you zoom out, probably get one closer to the highway. Overnight parking is allowed. Sometimes they'll say, see if we can find one, overnight parking is allowed. Truck parking not allowed. Let's see. Anyway, sometimes they'll say parking for shopping only. Yeah, right here, parking while shopping is allowed. So it gives you a real good idea, like if you don't want to go in there at all, if you can park in there all night, or if you just got to go in, get your shit and get the hell out. Because all the Walmarts are different and that can become a real problem. So after the Walmarts, what do you want to check out here? I mean, it's got a lot of stuff, clearance. Your cat scales, obviously, but myself, I never really use that because I just go to, I find a truck stop and they all have cat scales. Let's see, so let's say you're pulling a reefer and you need to get a repair. You can bump up your Thermo King. And we'll go back over here by Denver. So here's a Thermo King repair facility in Denver. Go ahead and click on it, read your reviews and stuff, make sure it's open. You know, very rude people, yeah, blah, blah. People complain a lot on here, you know how reviews are. So, after that, let's say you got a Volvo. No Volvo repair in Denver. Freightliner. There's a Freightliner repair facility north of Denver. So you go in there, you know, it tells you where you can get your shit repaired. It gives you the phone number and all that. That does come in handy. Kenworth. You got your just basic repair shops. You know, you got your Peterbilt, Freightliner, Kenworth, Volvo, and then you got your basic repair shops. See, there's a lot more basic repair shops. So you can click on them. It tells you what they do, the reviews and all that. You get a basic idea. Turn some of this shit off here. And of course you got Mack, International, Carrier, Utility Trailers, all that. You can find those places. Now one thing that I find that I use a lot is like say your Loves, for instance here. If you need a tire, you go into here, you click on the Loves, and it goes down here and it tells you, see, they don't have tire care. Check this one. Click on it, scroll down. Of course, also it shows you how many showers they have and all that stuff too. This one doesn't have tire care either. So you zoom out. This one probably over here closer to the highway would be more likely to have it. Well, but either way, you see where it's at right there. That would tell you whether or not they had tire care. That's pretty handy, really. And that is pretty much the extent of the way I use Trucker Path. It is very handy, and of course, if you're using it, don't forget to do your updates and all that stuff, because we all help each other out with it.